This is sort of like whack-a-mole. We click on a slime, they explode. More pop up somewhere else, we also click on them, we're just exploding slimes. When we want to explode slimes even better, we can upgrade our click damage. Now we're doing 2 damage per click, which is more than enough to destroy them. They do migrate around the screen a little bit, luckily so does our cursor. In fact, I think they actually follow my cursor around. We're also getting a bigger slime now who's going to require a few extra clicks. He's probably mad that we're murdering his children, and I couldn't blame him, but he's now dead and we're going to go back to murdering the babies. They're getting a little bit resistant to damage though, so we're going to get a little bit more of that. We've doubled our damage again to 4. 4 damage for these stupid slimes. We're still not one-shotting them, so we're still going to need more. Let's buy another 2 levels of that. 6 damage. Then we're going to spend money on what's something called bonus juice. I don't know what it is, but we need lots of it. That might be that bar at the bottom. The more we kill slimes, the more we take their goo, and their goo is what we use for upgrades. So I guess the more bonus goo we have, the better. Mama slime, we are killing the children. And Mama. Mama slime's also going to die. That was satisfying for all the wrong reasons. Now click damage is going up to 10. We also basic cursor for 500. So now we have like a sharp cursor that does extra damage. 11 damage. You're starting to spawn with eyes now. They're evolving to get stronger to try and defeat us. Unfortunately for them, I've got way too much time on my hands. As much time as they have to evolve, I've got time to click and upgrade. Some crit chance sounds fun. Every level of this is a 2% crit chance. I think I already saw when it comes up in yellow text. Yellow crit for 13 damage. Slime frenzy. They're all piling in. They just want to die. I get to sit here in the middle and click and they will slowly shuffle in toward me, but I like to hunt them down. Okay, crit chance is going up to a solid 10%, so 1 in 10 is a critical hit. We also have a new critical click. Every 15th click is a guaranteed crit. Yeah, why not? It's a new thing, so we're just going to have to go ahead and try it out. Crit damage should also go up at this point since you're doing guaranteed crits. So if the blue ones are like the baby slimes, the green ones must be like the toddlers. Okay, then we're going to get our click damage up again. We're just going to click on that until we run out. So we're up to 21 click damage. That's a little better. Now they feel like they're exploding on impact. So 23 for a regular hit, 28 for a crit now. So the crits are definitely getting up and ahead of our damage. We just also have a green cursor, increase base click damage by 40%. That's probably actually worth it now because that's 31 and 39 on a crit. Then we're saving up $2,500 for a friendly cursor. Adds a friendly cursor. Okay. I don't know if that just does extra clicking for me or what it does. Yeah, okay, it just randomly attacks. Slime Frenzy. Okay, for that we're going to get more bonus juice. My friendly cursor is actually kind of distracting me because I keep thinking it's me and I click in the wrong spot. You can't put more than one of anything on the screen or otherwise I just get hopelessly lost. There is a new cursor. Slimes drop 10% more juice. I don't need that. If I want more juice, I can just juice myself up here. And we do want a lot more juice. That's going to get us the big upgrades. Because we're not one-shotting slimes and I'm actually really sad about that. But $3,400 means we could buy a lot of extra crit chance. That's basically doubled it, over doubled it. We now have about a 1 in 5 crit chance. Eventually, this whole family of slimes will be dead. We've unlocked another cursor. Critical strikes have a 5% chance to critical strike. So there's like a critical strike. But considering we're doing plenty of damage already, that's not going to be necessary. Look at how dramatic these ones are when they get murdered. They just explode into a ball of goo. Okay, crit damage is also going to go way up because it's still pretty cheap. So now the crits are up to 48 damage. So they're 50% more than our base damage. Wait, can we add more friendly cursors? We can. We can do like a mega click with different cursors, which is good because we got a slime frenzy going on. The friendly cursors will murder everyone. We're also going to reduce the cost of everything we're doing by, I think that was 10% in total. Our friendly cursor attack speed is dropped from once every 5 seconds to once every 4.3 seconds, so that's almost a 15% increase. They're helpful and all, but they're not that helpful. If I get them attacking very quickly, that might be better. We're also going to increase our damage. We have $4,500 to spend, so we got a big increase to their damage. Okay, we're going to make things another 10% cheaper from there. That just means more upgrades for us. Then we can squeeze in more click damage for sure. That's going to take us from, I think, 22 to 27, which means crits are 61. They're well on the way to triple digits. Then we're going to juice ourselves up from level 20 all the way to 29. That's going to be a lot more juice for us. And since friendly cursor is only 2,400, 2,700, we've got a lot more. We might just be able to make an army of friendly cursors that do all the dirty work for us. We are getting richer and richer as we go. We've already made almost another $10,000 like in an instant, so that just means more damage for us. There's a combo clicker. Every 4th click increases damage by 125%. Isn't that the same as like a guaranteed crit, or does that just keep stacking endlessly? I'm just going to stick to my good old-fashioned extra click damage clicker. That seems to work best. That's most consistent. But we're going to add another friendly cursor. We're going to add 2 of those, or actually going to add 3 of those. Look at them all now. So let's also increase our damage quite a bit. that added lots of damage to them. They're doing 44 themselves. And our crits are up to 94. Damage is actually getting pretty big pretty quickly. So very shortly we're going to increase their attack speed too by quite a bit, so they'll be non-stop firing. So we're going to spend another $10,000 on their attack speed again. That's going to take it from 3.6 to 3.1. We got our first big slime. Real big slime. This is only going to take a few clicks to get through probably because we got, tons of damage already. I zoned out for a minute. We made $30,000. So let's buy more friendly attack cursors, whatever they're called. Now we got that many of them and they're attacking very quickly. In fact, we're going to give their damage a big increase. So already they're doing a lot of work themselves. They're attacking for 62. That's actually more than my own cursor is clicking for. So we're going to have to increase my own damage a little bit. Now we're doing 64 and crits are 105. We're into the triple digits for crit damage. For $40,000, we can get our friendly cursors can also do crit damage. That would actually be a big one. For $40,000, it's got to be worth it. Expensive things are always worth it.
Especially when it comes to murdering slime babies.
And if we get enough of the friendly cursors, they will actually attack faster than I can click or potentially even auto-click. We are getting into yellow slimes though, and everyone knows these are serious. I've spent the $40,000 on upgrading our friendly cursors to do crit damage as we get a giant slime up here in the corner. We're just going to go ahead and click the life out of him. And for another $13,000, the cursor attack speed is going from 3.1s per attack to 2.7. So they're at almost double their initial attack speed. While we're at it, we might need another 2 of those. The more the merrier. That way there's just always something attacking something. I'm not clicking right now. That's all helpers. I really think I could just make them so powerful they carry me through. We're going to increase cursor damage a little bit more, or friendly damage. So we're still hitting for 105 on a crit, but my helpers there, they're hitting for 70 on regular hits. When we see a crit, we'll see exactly where they're at, but I assume it's the same kind of ratio. We still need more of them. And they need a lot more damage because the slimes are piling up. And I don't want to see slimes. I want to see popping slimes. Just purchased another 3 friendly cursors. That's going to be lots of extra numbers to help us. Then we're going to increase their attack speed once again. And once again, and once again, So they're really going quickly now. We're destroying the mama slime again. And our helpers are definitely going to need some extra damage. So that took us from 70 to 78, which is a 10% increase. Then we're reduced for our own damage. So we're going to spend all of our money on that. We're up to 49 base damage, plus wherever our bonus is coming from. So we're up to 73. Crits are 130-ish. I've just realized my crit chance, the upgrades for that are very cheap still, so I'm going to spend a lot of money upgrading that. We went from about a 22 to a 50% crit chance. There are caps. But if I've got a 50% crit chance, I think my helpers also do. And if they're doing crits that often, that would be great. The mama slime showed up once again to try and defend her children. We popped her as well. We unlocked some new cursors we can buy. Every 5th click is a guaranteed critical strike. Well, 1 and 2 right now is a guaranteed crit, so we don't really need that. Blue cursor is interesting. Base click damage increased by 75%. But we can just take ourselves like 75% higher. Probably now we're at 49 if we spend our $30,000. Well, we did add quite a bit. Not 75%, but still plenty. I've also just spent $20,000 on crit damage. Give it a few extra thousands while we're at it. We're at 184% crit damage. So crits are 156, and that's 1 in 2 clicks. I guess if we want the biggest of damage, we would have critical strikes have a 5% chance to critical strike. That seems dumb, but considering how many critical strikes we're doing, we should be able to get double crits. So 1 in 20 crits, and we have a 1 in 2, so 1 in 40 should be a double crit. So we'll try and keep our eye out for a real big number. In theory, oh, there it was, 286. That's not big enough to waste our time with. Oh, these, I thought I picked one at a time. I think you just unlock these and they just sort of apply to everything going on. Didn't really realize that before, so now we're getting all the effects. I thought it was a little bit odd the way that worked. So now we're well into the hundreds for both regular and critical hits. There was a 429 double crit. And now every 5th click is guaranteed to be a crit, so yeah, that's going to mean even more crits, even though we're already at a 50% chance. 25, coming up on $30,000. We're making it so quickly now. So we're going to increase our friend's attack speed. They're going from an attack every 2.1 to every 1.7 seconds. Even that's a huge upgrade. And on top of that, we're going to add more damage. We got $30,000 to spend. It'll take up from 78 to 86. Also, our bonus juice has fallen way behind. We're going to pick a lot more of that so we can get a lot more juice. You can never have too much bonus juice in your life. The slimes do keep spawning as fast as we're murdering them, but that's very satisfying in itself. They're sending me another slime frenzy, but that's okay. That just means more of them to kill very, very, very quickly. I think this is the first time we're about to hit $50,000, so maybe there's some kind of achievement. And when there's not, that's okay. We're going to add a few friendly cursors. There's 3 more of them. There's the kind of upgrade we're looking for $100,000. Friendly cursor gains 10% damage for every friendly cursor owned. So they're all going to get 10% damage from each other. And I can't count that high, but that's got to be a lot of damage. So they're currently hitting for 86 damage, 114 on a crit. And then once I buy this, that damage is going to go way up. 246, 100 and something. Yeah, they're doing tons of damage. I might not have to do any clicking anymore. And then every time we add a friendly cursor, we add a lot of damage, plus just more attack speed because there's more of these guys. Yeah, they're really doing this on their own at this point, and that's just fine by me. They're even going to fight a boss for me. No, I'm just kidding. I can't help but click on the boss myself. It pops in 2 seconds anyway. $60,000 to spend. Let's increase our attack speed from attack every 1.7 to attack every 1.1 seconds. Oh, that actually maxed out their attack speed, so they cannot go any faster. The only way they can is simply by adding more of them, that way they attack more often. And that seems to be working pretty well. We're going to assist them with some clicking just because I can't help myself, but they can actually take care of this all on their own. Okay, we maxed out friendly cursors as well, so we can't actually buy any more of those. Luckily, they're doing tons of damage all by themselves. They can take care of this boss. Gain 1 friendly cursor for each 5 minutes in game. That's super powered, because I could have spent the next 4 years doing this. It's only been 25 minutes? It felt like much longer. I was kind of lost in this slime murder. But that's super easy. $200,000 and I'm going to have 5 extra cursor slimes. That's going to add more damage to each one and attack speed. $200,000 took like a minute to save up. Surprised it took that long. Timeless. Now we get next to 5. Look at them all cursors. So the longer we wait now, the more damage we're going to do, just inevitably. But we're also going to force some extra damage into them. They're going to go from 86 to 92. There's another mama slime, so I'm actually going to let our cursor friends take care of that one. I feel like they'll be able to do it pretty quick, considering there's a lot of big damage readouts going on. You know what? They're still a little bit slow for my liking when it comes to the bosses. We're also getting purple slimes. Purple slimes are definitely a little bit stronger. They take a few good clicks to eradicate. So we're going to add damage for our friends. They're up to 106 base damage. That's actually almost double our own damage. So we're going to start working on that as soon as we save up just a little money. Okay, here's a purple mama slime. It's the biggest one we've seen yet. So we're definitely going to click the life out of that. Thought it would be tougher. Speaking of which, we're going to spend $110,000 on our own damage. That goes from 57 all the way up to 70 damage. And we can increase our base click damage by 150%. So now when we click, 260 on a base hit. I forgot also we can make everything cheaper, so I probably should have been clicking on that a while ago. All costs are 50% cheaper. We got a purple slime frenzy. That means there's lots to kill, but lots of juice to have. Speaking of which, we're going to upgrade our juice capacity, or our juice intake. That went up a lot, so we're at 234% intake. And I feel like that's got to max out before very much longer, 240% juice intake, but we'll get all the stronger faster. And you know what? We're not one-shotting slimes ourselves, so we're going to go from, I think, 69 to 79 damage. So with all of our crits and multipliers, yeah, we're doing 300 base damage, 400 base damage. I did see a red hit for 997. So a double crit is 997. We'll be into 1,000s before you know it. And we're going to tip ourselves in there now. $130,000 to spend anyway. So there we go. We'll see a double crit soon for over 1,000. Oh, we can also get the orange cursor. Increase base click damage by 300%. Sure. So yeah, there's just regular crits for over 1,000 now. So a double crit will be over 2,000. There's a big mama slime and we like 2-shotted it. So that feels pretty good. We also crossed the 30-minute mark. So we have 6 extra cursor friends because of that. Speaking of which, we're going to bring up their damage. We have $250,000. So their damage is going up to, oh, it keeps going. I thought it would cap out at level 50. They're at 130 base damage. Crit damage is also still really cheap, 2,400 per upgrade, so we're going to take it from 184% way up to 220, and that's its max. The mama slime has showed up again. We'll see some big numbers. Well, it died in 3 hits. Upgrades are getting really expensive now, so I think the best one to upgrade for now is going to be our juice intake. But we're going to buy like 3 of those for 100 grand. And we're officially millionaires. I wanted to save up $1 million to see what would happen, and I was disappointed to find nothing. But I guess we can upgrade our damage probably a lot for $1 million. That will take us from 91 all the way up to, well, 100. But that did unlock a cursor. Increase click damage by 600% for the dark cursor. So the $1 million did buy some nice upgrades, I guess, in the end. We're doing $3,000 on a regular crit. A super crit should be double that. Okay, here's a slime frenzy. This would be a great chance. There it was. I think that was 6,000. And we've already accidentally saved up another $600,000, so we're going to do cursor damage for our friends. They're all the way up to 152 now, so they're hitting really, really, really hard. Luckily, at this point, I can let the auto clicker take over. I can just sit back and relax and watch the slimes walk into the damage. It turns out with a game like this, you're better off to seek out the slimes and kill them rather than waiting for them to come to you. They're very slow. But that's nothing a little bonus juice won't fix. We have $1.2 million to go from level 80, 90 to level 100. So all my upgrades are maxed out with the exception of cursor damage, and that's going to be next. $500,000 is definitely going to give me a few levels of that. That took me from 152 to 162. I just spent another 1.5 million on our friend's damage, and it's still not maxed out. So we're going to spend another 800,000. We're at level 84, and obviously still not maxed out. But as we hit level 75, we get the notification to fight the boss, which I think we will. We do so much damage that I don't think this is going to be a problem. He does actually have a lot of health. I didn't realize his health bar in the bottom. He's got over 1 million to begin with, and we just got to kill his babies enough times. Once we actually get our damage directly on him, it goes easy. This part gets slow and you just got to attack his little friends. Our cursor friends actually do a lot to him too, like we're rapid fire attacking with all sorts of things. And it turns out an auto clicker is the fastest way to kill him. We melt him that way. And now he's going to explode. Oh, okay, so that's it. We can actually still pop them in the background, but it's not quite the same knowing we can't get upgraded anymore.